epic. Let's see. Botrix, are you here yet? No. Let's change that. Excellent. Hey, there he is. Excellent. W Botrix. Hey, and I can see the chat. All right. Stretch. Excuse me. Excuse me. Goodness. Alrighty. Let's wait a minute for. See if anyone's gonna hop on, and we'll get right back to sister location and kind of chat about it. Why I'm losing my mind putting it in the script, and maybe even a little about John's video about it that he put out today. That would be fun. Hey, we're starting to get some people popping in. Nice. Thank you guys for hopping in. As soon as we get some people in here, we'll what is it? Hop right back in sister location. Yeah, no, I thought his video was good, by the by. I don't. There's like minor things, as minor as anything can be in this series. I mean, I still do believe in the two endo theory, but that's not major at the end of it. But like, what I really wanted to focus on was like the implications that like that he brought up in his video that like I don't think I'm going to be able to ignore for my timeline. And as much as I want to, and as annoying as it is, I kind of have to like tackle what he brought up in that, which is like this idea that like, what if hand unit in sister location, is actually F10? And like now that that's in my head, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it out. Here we go. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's not good implications if that is the case. If it, because if it is right, and like I'll hang on. I'll wait to get into it when some more people hop in here. It's fine. We've only like just started stream. But like there's a lot of like implications on like if that actually is F10 talking to us through hand unit in sister location. Like the implications of that are massive. Hey guys, thank you for starting to hop in. We'll probably fire up the game here in a second as people start to trickle in, but like, oops, sorry about that. That's definitely going to be in my head for sure. Is like, if John is right and that is F10, like that's what I'm focusing on. Because again, right, like I know like I'm already kind of out there with believing my two endo or dual endo theory with Secret of the Mimic, but the thing I wanted to focus on for this video is like listening to hand unit throughout sister location here and like trying to determine like, is that F10 or is this just hand unit? Because he makes the compelling point like, F10 is probably down there in all the years like since Williams made his bunker complex out of the tunnel system. So like unless he moved her years later, right, like she's still down there where we left her in Secret of the Mimic. So it's like, what if, like, he manipulated her or ignored her, like, something. Like, that, those are all, like, big, massive questions that I have. Here. Probably won't yap for too much longer. Let's see if we can get the game fired up and yap in there, I guess. Let's see. There we go. Go to OBS. Get rid of these. Okay, yeah, that's the one. There we go. We can continue there. Double check that I can see chat. Say, hello, chat. Hello, chat. Yep, alright, yeah, I can still see messages. They still stay. We're all good, all good, all good. Maybe make it a teensy bit bigger. There we go. Just so I can make sure I see everything. Perfect. So yeah, if you guys want to say anything, just type it in chat so I can see it, because if not, I won't be able to, but I guess you couldn't say anything outside of chat anywho's. So yeah, we're just gonna, there we go, pick up where we left off, and hopefully the balance is still good.
Daddy just once let me go play with her. She's so pretty and shiny. Didn't you make her just for me?
Didn't you make her just for me?
Welcome back to another pivotal night of your thriving new career, where you get to really ask yourself, what am I doing with my life? What would my friends say? And most importantly, will I ever see my family again? We understand the stresses of a new job, and we're here for you. To help you reach a more stable and relaxing frame of mind, we offer several musical selections to help make this elevator ride as relaxing and therapeutic as possible. We offer contemporary jazz, classical, rainforest ambiance, as well as a wide selection of other choices. Using the keypad below, please type the first few letters of the musical selection you would prefer. It seems you had some trouble with the keypad. I see what you were trying to type, and I will auto-correct it for you. Thank you for selecting Casual Bongos.
Perfect.
Now that your elevator experience has been customized to your needs and you're thoroughly relaxed, it's worth mentioning that due to your lackluster performance yesterday, your pay has been decreased by a substantial amount. Please enjoy the rest of your descent.
Is that F10 talking to us? I mean, like, the problem I have with it being, on the one hand, it could entirely be F10, but at the same time, the thing that I'm worried about is that F10 clearly, like, is either, like, massively ignorant to what's going on down here, which I don't think, because as I'll show you in here, there's a camera here in the main room, like, hub area. So, like, clearly she would have to be watching and seeing everything, just like she did with Arnold in Secret of the Mimic. But if it is her, like, she's, like, her advice is so wrong. Like, again, like, with Bellora's room, right? Like, what would she have said through hand unit, right? Like, oh, make sure you run through Bellora's room as fast as possible, right? But, like, if you do that, you die. Right? So, like, either she's, like, really ignorant to what's going on down here, which I don't think, or that was her intentionally trying to kill you, Michael, for some reason. And I'm losing my mind trying to understand why. Why would she do that? Why would she be trying to kill Michael? Or is it just anyone?
Due to unforeseen malfunctions from today's shows, your nightly duties will require you to perform maintenance that you may or may not be skilled enough to perform. It became necessary for technicians to attempt to disconnect Funtime Freddy's power module. However, they were unsuccessful. Allowing them to try again would be an inefficient path forward, as we would need to allow 6 to 8 weeks for recovery and physical therapy. You will need to reach the parts and service room on the other side of Funtime Auditorium to perform the procedure yourself. Let's check on Ballora first and make sure she's on her stage.
Of course. Oh yeah, 'cause right here, you can see this security cam watching. I'd almost want to see if I could, like, compare these to the ones in Secret of the Mimic, but, like, I guess the implication before that we all assume that this is William watching, but I don't think it can be. And, like, it makes more sense if this is the bunker complex that was made out of the tunnel system. Like, he would, like, reuse the and, like, reconnect her, like, maybe, or she was able to connect herself. Like, I'm losing my mind. Interesting.
Great. It looks like everything is as it should be in Ballora Gallery.
Is it?
Let's check on Funtime Foxy. It's important to make sure she's on her stage before entering.
Yeah, I think that's a continuity error. It's saying, like, Foxy's a she when it's supposed to... He sounds like a boy later, although I don't know. I think these heads are also very important.
Great. It looks like everything is as it should be in Funtime Auditorium.
Is it?
There is no need to check on Baby tonight. Please refrain from entering unauthorized areas. Proceed directly to Funtime Auditorium.
What's with these keypads? We're not going to listen to him, and we're going... I don't know. It's... Is it F10? I feel like it kind of has to be. Because, like, I don't think it's William at this point. Like, in the timeline, like, I think sister location here is happening after FNAF 1, after he's spring-locked. Otherwise, like, why... Excuse me, why is he telling Michael to come down here? Like, I say finally, maybe he was helping him for years the entire time, which, to be fair, I do also think. It's just, why is William not doing this? Because, like, a Michael's speech at the end of, like, you know, I put you back together. Or, I put her together just like you asked me to. You, speaking to his father, William asked Michael to put Elizabeth back together. What does that even mean, and how did Michael do that? Is, like, the other big problem I'm kind of struggling to understand, right? Because, like, what does Michael do in the canon scooper ending, right? He pulls the chip from Circus Baby, who, again, mysteriously is missing her endo. We never once see her active in this game. And when we do see her, her endo is missing. She's talking to us, telling us to pull the chip out of her. The chip, which, again, as in John's latest video, might be a behavioral chip that's been mentioned since Security Breach. It might be something to do with the Mimic program. We don't know. She said there's something evil inside of me. I think she was lying, and it was like the soul, like, attached to the animatronic itself. Maybe more so the casing and the suit than the endo. Maybe. I don't... But why is the endo missing? Why is Circus Baby's endo missing? Why do we never see it? Or why, when we do see it, it may or may not have ended up in Scrap Baby for FNAF 6? Like, there's nothing that makes sense to me here in Sister Location. And that's the annoying thing. Because Sister Location came after FNAF 4, right? And this is technically FNAF 5. So it's like, This is the game where Scott was trying to like answer questions, and even FNAF 4 was supposedly supposed to do that for the first 3 games. And it's like the sister location only adds more questions, and I find that very frustrating. Um Here, let me take a break real quick. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. Um, I don't know. Let's continue losing our minds. Where is Circus Baby's endo in the end of the game?
Circus gallery vent.
Yep. That's another thought. Why are there motion triggers in the vents? Why did William do that? Well, I get that's easy to explain. I mean, he clearly obviously knew these things were possessed because he's like years into his remnant experiments by this point. All the power's off here. Nothing else you can really do.
Did you know that I was on stage once? It wasn't for very long, only one day. What a wonderful day, though. I was in a small room with balloons and a few tables. No one sat at the tables, though, but children would run in and out. Some were afraid of me, others enjoyed my songs. Music was always coming from somewhere else, down a hall. I would always count the children. I'm not sure why. I was always acutely aware of how many there were in the room with me. 2, then 3, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 2, then none. They usually played together in groups of 2 or 3. I was covered in glitter. I smelled like birthday cake. There were 2, then 3, then 5, then 4. I can do something special. Did you know that? I can make ice cream. Although I only did it once. There were 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. Something happened when there was 1. A little girl, standing by herself. I was no longer myself, and I stopped singing. My stomach opened, and there was ice cream. I couldn't move, at least, not until she stepped closer. There was screaming for a moment, but only for a moment. Then other children rushed in again, but they couldn't hear her over the sounds of their own excitement. I still hear her sometimes. Why did that happen?
I'm pretty confident that's Circus Baby herself talking. Circus Baby, the animatronic, Endo, mimic copy, whatever you want to call her. That personality, that's the one who's talking there. There's also a very small detail that she mentioned there that I'm gonna have to add to the video too, of like the kids couldn't hear Elizabeth screaming over the sounds of their own excitement. So she was alive for at least some time in there. I thought she was killed near instantly, but apparently no. So if she did like slowly die in there, much like Cassidy did in Golden Freddy, then she definitely had a very strong possession of the Circus Baby Endo. And again, it's so weird. It is so weird that why is her Endo gone? Where the hell is she? Or why is it even gone? Like, why does she need to be taken to be scooped? Or, like, was she already? Or, like, I don't know. I feel confident that the Circus Baby Endo chip, mimic copy, whatever, was lying to Mike in the end. And it's her who she pulled out, and it's Elizabeth's soul, the possession, who was the quote-unquote evil one. There's something evil inside me, right? Like, I feel like that's how it has to go. But, like, the massive question of, like, how then does she end up in Ennard? Does Elizabeth end up in Ennard? Because she has to be in there by the time of FNAF 6 for that whole ending of FNAF 6 to work, where Henry's talking directly to her. I'm really thinking that Circus Baby, the animatronic, the mimic copy, the whatever, jumped ship and intentionally manipulated Mike here to pull her out via the chip, to kind of keep her separate from, I guess, what she assumed was going to happen eventually. Which is also where we hear her again in Help Wanted 2. It's really wild. But like, how does that get us to like an answer of like where her Endo was? Why is it gone, and why would it be gone by the time Mike sees it here? That's what I'm really struggling to understand. Like, why is the Endo missing? Why is she in an almost identical pose to Golden Freddy? Like the Golden Freddy connection could just be like explaining that, right? Like I just said a minute ago, right? Like how Elizabeth would have died in Baby almost exactly how Cassidy did in Golden Freddy. So that connection makes sense to me. Of why Circus Baby's like casing in this case, is striking the exact same pose as Golden Freddy. What I like can't explain is like why the Endo has to be gone. Did she like fight with Elizabeth over it? Did she like is Elizabeth more attached to the Endo than the casing? But then why does like the Circus Baby say like the casing itself is still like evil, or like is Elizabeth kind of possessing both? And if so, like, did she fight with Elizabeth to kind of like rip the endo out or something? It's like I can't explain it. I can't explain why the one time we see Circus Baby in this game, her endo is gone by the time Mike gets to it, and I just don't know why. Why was that necessary? Would Elizabeth try to have killed Michael? Would she have tried to talk to him? Like, what is going on here? I'm really just struggling to
Motion trigger. Circus gallery vent.
understand here, I guess. Like, I get the pose, like, that part I feel pretty confident on, but, like, why the endo is gone is a mystery to me. Okay, so you can't go back in there. Alright, so we gotta go through here.
Fredheim Auditorium maintenance vent opened.
Unlike Ballora, Funtime Foxy is motion activated. For this reason, it's important to keep the room dark, as to not accidentally activate her. You have been provided with a flash beacon. Use it if you need to get your bearings and to ensure you don't bump into anything. However, use it as sparingly as possible. Proceed forward to reach the parts and service room.
Okay. I want to make sure I'm looking straight at least. Alright. Uh, okay, gone. Okay. Up. Alright, gone. Clear. Clear. Mother pickle sauce. Alright. Alright, that got me. That got me, Scott. Good job.
Fredheim Auditorium
I also need
maintenance
to
vent
remember to,
opened.
like, ignore him and use this thing
Unlike
as
Ballora,
frequently as
Funtime
possible.
Foxy is motion activated. For this reason, it's important to keep the room dark, as to not accidentally activate her. You have been provided with a flash beacon. Use it if you need to get your bearings and to ensure you don't bump into anything. However, use it as sparingly as possible. Proceed forward to reach the parts and service room.
chill. Yeah. Yep, right over there. Alright, we're good. Ooh. Ooh, go away. Okay. Ooh, hello. Go away. 2, 3. Nothing. 3. Nothing there. 3. Nothing. 1, 2. There we
Motion
go.
trigger, parts and service.
Great
Now,
job
why
reaching
is
parts
Fiona
and
trying to
service.
kill us?
It seems that Funtime Freddy is out of power, which should make your job much easier. The release switch for the chest cavity is located on the underside of the endoskeleton jaw. To reach it, we will first need to open the face plates. You will need to press the faceplate release triggers in a specific order, and it's important to be as precise and as careful as possible. Locate the small button on Freddy's face, just under his right cheek, and press it.
His right cheek.
Great. Now locate the button under his left cheek and press it.
His left.
Great. Now carefully locate and press the button next to Freddy's right eye.
His right eye. Yeah, right here.
Great. Now carefully locate and press the button just above Freddy's nose.
This one here. Boo.
Good job. The faceplates should now be open.
Yep.
Locate and press the small button on the underside of Freddy's endoskeleton jaw.
Underside of his jaw.
Good job. The faceplates should now be open. Locate and press the small button on the underside of Freddy's endoskeleton jaw.
That's what I'm looking for. Small button on the underside of his jaw. Should be like down here, right?
Good job. The faceplates should now be open. Locate and press the small button on the underside of Freddy's endoskeleton jaw.
I can't see it. The underside of his jaw. Okay,
Excellent.
I guess that was
The
it.
chest cavity should now be open. Remove the power module from the chest cavity.
Yeah, I guess there's no illusion disc anymore. This is just a power module. Okay.
Great work. You will now be required to remove the secondary power
there
module
went
from the
Bonnie.
Bonnie hand puppet.
Yep.
Press the large black button beneath Bonnie's bow tie to release the power module.
And Bonnie sure isn't there. Up, right under the bow tie. Bonnie, where you at? get him to come out more.
Press the large black button beneath Bonnie's bow tie to release the power module.
I'm working on it. I need to wait there. Hang on. I think I'm slowly getting it.
Press the large black button beneath Bonnie's bow tie to release the power
come
module.
on. You stinker. Here we go. Pop out more. Go under the bow tie. Ah, you stinker. How am I supposed to do that? Do I gotta just wait until you pop out more? Mother of God. Okay. I guess I took too long. Oh boy, I gotta start from here.
Fuhnaff Auditorium maintenance vent open.
Unlike Ballora, Funtime Foxy is motion activated. For this reason, it's important to keep the room dark, as to not accidentally activate her. You have been provided with a flash beacon. Use it if you need to get your bearings and to ensure you don't bump into anything. However, use it as sparingly as possible. Proceed forward to reach the parts and service room.
Go away. 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 There you are. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. There we go.
Motion trigger, parts and service.
Great job reaching parts and service. It seems that Funtime Freddy is out of power, which should make your job much easier. The release switch for the chest cavity is located on the underside of the endoskeleton jaw. To reach it, we will first need to open the face plates. You will need to press the faceplate release triggers in a specific order, and it's important to be as precise and as careful as possible. Locate the small button on Freddy's face, just under his right cheek, and press it.
Right cheek.
Great. Now locate the button under his left cheek and press it.
Left cheek.
Great. Now carefully locate and press the button next to Freddy's right eye.
Right eye.
Great. Now carefully locate and press the button just above Freddy's nose.
Nose. Boo.
Good job. The faceplates should now be open. Locate and press the small button on the underside of Freddy's endoskeleton jaw.
This thing here.
Excellent. The chest cavity should now be open. Remove the power module from the chest cavity. Great work. You will now be required to remove the secondary power module from the Bonnie hand puppet. Press the large black button beneath Bonnie's bow tie to release the power module.
Alright, I just gotta find him and wait near him. Ah, there we go. Oh, crap. Went too close. Okay. Where are you, you little stinker?
Press the large black button beneath Bonnie's bow tie to release the power module.
Oh, come on. How am I supposed to get this? Ah, damn it. Oh, come on. Go out. How am I supposed to grid it?
Press the large black button beneath Bonnie's bow tie to release the power module.
I can't get him to pop out enough. Alright, he's there. There, go out more. Ah, mother. Right. There we go. Oh, for the love of God. This sucks. Okay. Oh boy. Thrilling gameplay.
Vent opened.
Okay.
Unlike Ballora, Funtime Foxy is motion activated. For this reason, it's important to keep the room dark, as to not accidentally activate her. You have been provided with a flash beacon. Use it if you need to get your bearings and to ensure you don't bump into anything. However, use it as sparingly as possible. Proceed forward to reach the parts and service room.
2, 3. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away.
Motion trigger, parts and service.
Great job reaching parts and
Great
service.
job.
It seems that Funtime Freddy is out of power, which should make your job much easier. The release switch for the chest cavity is located on the underside of the endoskeleton jaw. To reach it, we will first need to open the face plates. You will need to press the faceplate release triggers in a specific order, and it's important to be as precise and as careful as possible. Locate the small button on Freddy's face, just under his right cheek, and press it. Great. Now locate the button under his left cheek and press it. Great. Now carefully locate and press the button next to Freddy's right eye. Great. Now carefully locate and press the button just above Freddy's nose. Good job. The faceplates should now be open. Locate and press the small button on the underside of Freddy's endoskeleton jaw. Excellent. The chest cavity should now be open. Remove the power module from the chest cavity. Great work. You will now be required to remove the secondary power module from the Bonnie hand puppet. Press the large black button beneath Bonnie's bow tie to release the power module.
Here's the little bastard. I couldn't see it there. Oh, you bastard. There we go. Pop out. Under the bow tie.
Press the large black button beneath Bonnie's bow tie to release the power module.
Oh, yeah, the actual button itself. Okay. I got you, Chief. There we go. Wait until we see the button. Mother of God. I almost had it. Oh, come on. Wasn't even that close.
Press the large black button beneath Bonnie's bow tie to
Oh,
release
come
the
on.
power
How am I supposed
module.
to see when you pop out? Come on. Ah, for the love of God. Ah, come on. It's hard to tell when you pop up. Okay, there you are. Now pop out.
Press the large black button beneath Bonnie's bow tie to
couldn't even
release
see
the
it there.
power module.
Right there. Wait for him to pop up there. And press the black button. Ah! For the love of God. Alright, I'm about ready to quit this. For the love of God. This is annoying. Thrilling gameplay. Alright, whatever. I want to break from that for now. Go. Give me a minute. Yeah, alright. Probably just in stream here. There wasn't really anybody in here or anything to say anything. I just need to go back to writing. That was kind of a waste of time. Not that it matters.